Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of Marketing Home, Marketing You. I'm your host, Barbara Savona of Sprout Marketing, and today we're digging into how to use your neighborhood and your location in your outreach marketing. In fact, we're going to talk about 3 easy ways to incorporate selling and reselling the neighborhood and your location, both to prospects and to residents, so they want to continue to renew. And as we continue to evolve and to learn the lessons of 2020 and moving into 2021, we know that people's neighborhood and living close to things that they love is super important. So, are you guys ready? Let's get started. So as usual, I'll be sharing a ton of visuals here so you guys can see how to bring these ideas to life, how to actually implement them. If you're a Sprout Marketing member, you're going to want to follow along Daily Dose 574. You can hop into your dashboard, search Daily Dose 574. All of these ideas plus the resources will be there ready for you to download and immediately put into use. If you're not a Sprout member, but you love these ideas and would love access to them, go to watchyourbusinesssprout.com, click on memberships, and you're going to want to go to the multifamily membership. That's the one that gives you all these resources that I'm always talking about. Okay, so idea number 1, we're going to take it online. We're going to do a little outreach neighborhood push, but online. So the first one is to highlight a local businesses on your Instagram post or on your Instagram stories. We're going to talk about both ways that you can do this. So by tagging a local business in a post, they might potentially be able to share with their following. So think about it this way. Typically somebody that frequents a restaurant, not always, but many times, they live within a certain mile radius. So if you are cross-promoting with a restaurant that is popular in your neighborhood, potentially if they reshare, which a lot of businesses right now will want to do that to continue to get more eyeballs, they're going to do it for the same reason you're going to do it. If they reshare your post, then the potential is that now their audience is seeing your post and they're seeing the correlation and they're seeing the tie-in. So you're just expanding your audience, but you're not just blindly expanding, you're expanding into your neighborhood, into businesses, again, that potentially have the same clientele that you do. So that's really big. In addition to that, the side benefit is that when you regularly share local businesses, you're giving resources to your current residents. You're helping them to see what's in the neighborhood that they maybe don't know, or maybe you're reminding them of a local business that they haven't visited in a while. So what does this look like? You're going to want to download a graphic, and here's an example of one that's inside of the Sprout membership. And this one specifically, you're going to talk about takeout. So maybe you're in a hub where there is a ton of great places to pick up takeout, which all of a sudden now has become hugely important, right? So you can post and say something like, I like to make it personal. So if you've been to that restaurant, let's say that you went to Mary's Tacos and they have the best, let's say, bean and cheese tacos. You can tell I'm from Texas, right? Let's say that they have the best bean and cheese tacos. You might do a caption post that says, we absolutely love the bean and cheese tacos at Mary's. Like, go into detail. It's so ooey gooey and it's the perfect comfort food on a cold day, or the perfect way to start your breakfast. Up north, you guys probably don't have the same thing, but tacos for us here are life. We eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So anyway, what I'm saying is you're going to do the @ symbol and you're going to tag Mary's Tacos. So if they're online, you'll tag them in your post, but you're going to write the caption in such a way that it's going to highlight something that people would actually connect with. So it's not just a generic post like, oh, here's Mary's Tacos. You're going to talk a little something about it. Now, going back to the location, you could also put in that post, we love Mary's Tacos. Our personal favorite are their nachos. You've got to check them out. And guess what? Bonus points. We're only 2.2 minutes away from Mary's Tacos. So again, you'll clean up that caption, but you get what I'm saying. You're going to highlight the location and the relative proximity. Or you can say something like, and they deliver to our community 24/7, whatever it is, right? So that's one way that you can do it. Now, you can also take an alternate route and you can share this on stories. Stories gives you an opportunity to add a little bit more life. You might get on camera and say, hey guys, today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite places that's nearby. You might mention them, and then on the next story, you might actually show something from one of their posts. So to give you an example, is I might get on Mary's Tacos Instagram, and I might find a picture of those nachos that they've posted in the past. Now I'm going to get that square, and I'm going to use that little button that looks kind of like an arrow or like an airplane, and I'm going to share that to my story. But I also want to make sure that I still @ mention them. So I'm going to tag them. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that in the next slide. But by doing that, it alerts Mary's Tacos that their content has been shared on somebody else's page. This is a little bit of a trigger that tells them, hey, you might want to reshare that your content is being shared. So social is all about kind of a show and tell. It's like, hey, so-and-so mentioned me. I'm going to mention that they mentioned me, because now it makes me look like I've got really good things to say and to share. So it's all about that social proof. So again, this is definitely cross promotion at its finest. And we'll go into a little bit more about that in Idea 2. But before we do, I want to show you guys how to do both of those. We'll do a quick little tutorial on my phone. I'll show you exactly how on Instagram you can either do a post with a tag, or you can do an Instagram story with a tag as well. Super simple, but definitely worth the investment to expand your reach and to really bring eyeballs, not just on your community, but also on the business, and to really highlight what makes your community special, which is everything that's around. So a couple of the graphics that I'm showing you is maybe a takeout theme. You can also get specific like this one, where you can tag the local bakery, but you can also encourage your residents to tag their favorite bakery. So that's where the engagement comes in, reminding residents like, hey, we love, local coffee. They have the best, let's say, I don't know, blueberry muffins. And then you can say, what's your favorite thing from local bakery? Mention it in the comments. That's a way, again, to get that engagement and to get more eyeballs on your content. Okay, so we're going to go to the plus sign. We're going to hit story. We're going to set this up by grabbing our favorite date nights, and we're going to go ahead and let them know we're sharing our favorite spots for a date night. And then you can modify however you want. That color was a little too light, so I grabbed the little dropper and I move it over so that it matches over a pink that I already like, and now everything matches. And again, remember, you can pinch in and out to make text or anything bigger or smaller. Now I'm going to do the @ mention, and I'm going to find the Boiler House. And this one, the first time you have to search real good, but then after that it'll pop up. So I put it there, and I'm going to go ahead and send that off. Now for my second piece, I'm going to actually search the Boiler House and go to their page and find something that looks really delicious. So that looks yummy. Now I'm going to use that little arrow, that airplane, to share it in my story. And now I'm going to add my text. This is one of my favorite dishes, yum. And again, mess with the look and feel. Tag the Boiler House again, it's easy to find, and then tag the location, pinch it, and you can also hide it behind the text box. Now that's your second story. Now to get engagement, select create, ask a question, have you been? And then add the poll sticker that says yes or no. And this way you get to get some feedback from residents and prospects, which tells Instagram that you have interesting content. So I'll hit the plus sign and then select story. I'll go to my camera roll and find the graphic that I've already saved there. Now I'm going to hit the @ mention, and I'll start typing the name of the business. And as I type it, it'll usually pop up. So I'm looking for the spicy taco. There it is. And now I can move it around. Play around with the text. You can also use the different kinds of fonts. You can use the dropper to select the color to match the graphic. Just hover over what you'd like. And then I just kind of play around with the spacing. Now I'm going to find a GIF that I think is fun to just add a little visual element. A dancing taco will do the trick. And I'm going to also add my location. So that'll help me potentially get found in the area. And that's it. Now I will just share it, and there you go. Idea number 2 is also on social media, but it brings a consistency to it. So it's a follow Friday. Every Friday you'll share X number, you'll kind of do a roundup of some of your favorite businesses. And again, I like the idea of doing themes. So you could do the theme of like, we're going to round up our favorite takeout restaurants this Friday. And then on another Friday, you might say, we're going to round up our favorite local small businesses, mom and pop shops, or we're going to round up all of our favorite Mexican food restaurants. It depends how big of an area you have and the type of businesses, but it's a nice way to round up. You could also mix it up, and you can say, this Friday, we're going to round up our favorites for an entire weekend full of fun. So you could highlight your favorite breakfast spot, a favorite lunch spot, a favorite dinner spot, a favorite place to maybe get takeout, a favorite place. You could even do things like parks and different things like that. So you're rounding everything up, and you're showing exactly what makes your neighborhood unique. I would use an Instagram story template like this, And in the next slide, I'm going to show you guys exactly how we would load it, how we would tag the businesses, and how simple it is to do a Follow Friday. What I love about it is it's thematic enough that you can remember, hey, every Friday, I'm going to share a few different businesses. And again, it's a great way for the weekend for your residents to know what are things that they can do in your area, and prospects to see, wow, not only is this an apartment community, but they're always sharing things within the neighborhood that makes me know what's going on, what's happening. And this is going to be especially true even after COVID, when things start opening up and what are the happenings in your neighborhood. It's a really great way to build those deep roots. And if you cannot go outreach marketing and make those face-to-face connections, you'd be surprised. By tagging these businesses, you're going to pop up in their little alerts over and over, and they're going to be like, man, Sprout Apartments is always tagging us. They're always promoting us. We're going to promote them as well because, man, this is a really great relationship. So you start building your network. You have 5, 10, 15, 20 businesses like that. All of a sudden, cross promotion starts to snowball, and your outreach marketing now has gone online where you can do it from your desk. And I love that. I'm going to select the plus sign and then grab the image from my camera roll, hit next. And then for the caption, I've taken a caption from Simply Social and I'm adding it into my notes. I find it's easier to customize my changes there and then copy and paste it into Instagram. And once I'm there, I'm going to just copy and paste the caption, and then I'm going to do the @ symbol and find the business @Spicy Taco, and that's how I tag them there. After that, I'm going to add some relevant hashtags, and these can be location-based hashtags like San Antonio restaurants. Once I'm done adding all of my hashtags, then I'm going to press tag people, and that's where I can tag the business. And so right there, I'll tag Spicy Taco again, add the location, and then I'm going to share. Okay, idea number 3, we're actually going to do something tangible. So the idea is putting together a neighborhood hotspot handout to share. So it could look something like this. This is one that you can get customized inside of your Sprout membership. What I love about this is something that you could do digitally, and you can share, again, all the ideas we talked about, but you're now going to put them on paper in a handout. But you can still share it digitally. You can include it in a newsletter if you send out a newsletter to your residents. You can put it out in your common areas. If you have a bulletin board or mail center, you can put different things like that out there. You can include it in a move-in packet. It's a great follow-up. So maybe you don't hand it to a prospect right then, but when you're sending a follow-up the next, couple of days in a card, say, hey, I've included a little neighborhood hotspot guide that tells you some of our favorite places and how far away they are. So bonus points for not just listing the location, but also listing how far they are either within walking or driving or biking distance, depending on how accessible your community is. What's nice about this is where you can take those VIP kind of perks. You can go to some of those businesses and say, hey, we're going to be including you in our neighborhood hotspot this month. Is there any kind of a promotion that you might offer our residents? And so you could even add that if they agreed to do, say, like $5 off an order of $25 with a specific code. In your hotspots sheet, say that 10 times fast, 5 times fast, you could include the special discount. So now you're taking it, and not only is it just a neighborhood guide, it is literally becomes like this resource that is perks for your residents. And we know that we've done loyalty cards in the past. This is a way though to keep it fresh. You don't have to tell them, hey, it's forever. It could be just for 1 month. So that's something super simple. And again, Sprout members, this is one of the designs you can get customized. You've also got the squares that you can post on social media and your Instagram stories. So your full circle campaign is right there and it's ready to go. Okay, and for our Sprout members, there's a bonus. Inside of that daily dose, 574, let me make sure, yep, 574, there is a beautiful Love Where You Live campaign. It looks like this. You can have this design, you can get it printed in quarter pages. These are great for goodie bags. They're perfect for outreach marketing, and it also has the matching social digital component. So to me, this is a beautiful campaign that works really well for promoting your community. You can add your business card or you can get it customized. So it's the Love Where You Live campaign, and it's beautiful. Here it is right here. All right, guys, there you have it. 3 ways to really highlight the neighborhood. 1, consistently sharing and tagging local businesses on your Instagram stories and on your Instagram posts. Number 2, making sure that you do a Follow Friday where you round up some of your favorite businesses, whether by a theme or whether by kind of an itinerary of what to do for the weekend. And number 3, creating a neighborhood hotspot sheet that can be a reference guide. It makes a great follow-up and it makes a great resource for your residents. So I hope you've loved this episode. If you do, please share it, leave us a review, leave us a rating. And also, if you have questions about the Sprout membership, you can email us at hello@watchyourbusinesssprout.com. This has been so much fun. I can't wait to see you guys next week for another episode of Marketing Home, Marketing You.